Hi everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today we are going to be planting sweet potato vine. Well, not vine, sweet potatoes. And so I want to encourage you to watch the, I think it's called the easy 5-minute method for planting sweet potato, for starting sweet potato slips. And we followed that method, and we have too many sweet potato slips to plant, and then we clipped those and I put them in water, and this is just one, but I wanted you to see this. If you can see, if I can get it to a place, all those roots. And so when I had mentioned that we put them in water so that they root, I had a few people who commented that they put them just right in the ground, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with putting them just right in the ground, but I will warn you that we had done that one year and we lost over half of ours. So now we kind of try to ensure, and it's so we can ensure our planting space in the garden. And so these already have fantastic root systems. And so they'll just draw up all that water, and we've kind of kept them a little bit long too. Like, this is just one plant we're going to plant. And but again, we have more than what we could plant anyway. So this is just a really, really helpful way. So first, starting your own slips is super important. And so first, it's very cheap or inexpensive. Somebody got onto me for saying cheap. It's very inexpensive, and so you can actually, as long as it's organic, you can pick your potatoes up from the grocery store. I have potatoes that we grew last year that I started all mine from. So anyway, so we have started these, and the planting method is kind of just a no-brainer. So my daughter is 9, and actually this year we're gonna have Jedediah, who is 7, also assist in planting. We'll see how long he does that for. But it's a very, very simple process, nothing really to it, so let's head out to the garden and get started.
I plant the sweet potatoes every year, and sweet potatoes are very easy. Let me show you how. I'm just gonna run a furrow all the way down. I have a sweet potato plant about every 12 inches, and I'm just gonna fertilize them, and it's that easy.
Okay, so we're gonna take these poles and we're gonna bend them over. Like, we're gonna do this with them.
We purchased these from Amazon, and they're just like cheapy poles with little connectors. I think we paid like 20 bucks for them.
Yeah.
And it's that easy. You just put them over, and then we'll put another one here in the middle. Yeah. But move your fertilizer, baby. if you can see it, but maybe you can on my fingers. That is our first attempt at keeping the deer and the sheep away. So there you have it. It is super simple. I think that took us to do 3 beds. I think that took us all of 45 minutes. So this is like the perfect easy day in the garden. I wish everything else was this simple to plant. Sweet potatoes are that really great food too. It's a superfood. It stores super easy. Like, there's not a whole lot of maintenance to it. It does take a significant amount of water. So if you see your plants dying back, like yellowing or anything like that, that's when you're gonna wanna add some more water to it. I noticed that the plants that we grow in the beds, they actually tend to dry out a little bit more. So we just go ahead and we have them on a consistent watering. The ones in the ground, they don't dry out as much, but we have never had a very huge yield from the ones in the ground. So I keep trying and keep trying different methods, but we get great yield from our boxes. So, I mean, some people would say don't try to reinvent the wheel, just go with what works. But anyway, I love to play around in the garden, and I like to see what works and what doesn't. I want to caution you too. I know a lot of people try to like get the best soil possible, especially in raised bed boxes and stuff, but sweet potatoes actually don't require really good soil. They kind of like bad soil. Not bad, but we noticed that in one of our beds we had put in, and I think it was from Lowe's, but it was called organic fertilizer, but it was really almost sand. I mean, I don't even know how this was considered fertilizer whatsoever. No, not fertilizer. It was called organic compost. I don't know how they figure that. I really don't. It was some of the worst composted material I've ever seen. But so that bed was a lot more sandy. Potatoes and sweet potatoes loved that soil. Now potatoes required a lot more fertilization on top of that, whereas the sweet potatoes did not at all. And actually the plantings that we ever put in there, I mean, they had huge sweet potatoes. I mean, they were huge. I mean, they were like as big as my head huge. Last year we had a lot of like long sweet potatoes, which once you cooked them, it was a, you know, a nice size, but like they were not big and fat. They were just very long. So it was all the same for us. I guess poundage is just poundage, and they keep well, they grew well, and again, it's not one of those things that are super fussy, and I can just kind of plant that like you just saw and forget it. And oh, on a ½ acre garden, that is what you want, because there's so many things that you do have to get after. Like today we were planting tomatoes, peppers, marigolds, watermelon. Well, I'll just like show you real quick. So this bed has been planted all along the perimeter. We have tomatoes and peppers, and I'm going to put some basil in there too. Actually, on this side there is basil, on that side there isn't. But right here, as you can see these mounds, we went ahead and planted watermelons. So there's that. So easy tasks like planting the sweet potatoes, and actually everything with sweet potatoes is so quick and easy. And I mean, again, like think of how long it takes to baby a pepper plant or a tomato plant to where you finally get to put it in the ground, and then they take like all season. So sweet potatoes, I feel like, are just that put it in and forget about it plant, which I love. And so you can also, like, if you look at the video that we had put out about the 5-minute method for getting your sweet potato slips, or you could order slips, but they're about $2 a piece. And they're too easy. They're too easy to start yourself. And so I was told that you could plant sweet potato slips, which I have never tried this, I have to be honest, up through July. So in a zone 6. And so I'm sure zone 7, 8, 9, 10, even longer. But I have planted them definitely through May and June, and we've always had tremendous yields. Again, the one thing that I really watch out for is that I water them. And another thing is that the greens are edible, and we always put them in our salads. You kind of have to get a little bit used to the consistency of it, because there is a slight, like, I call it like a succulent, but it's just this, but it's very slight, very, very slight. And it's a little bit thicker than like your lettuces would be. So, but they are wonderful, and they're very filling. So you actually get a dual purpose from your sweet potatoes, which I love. So if you can't tell, we love sweet potatoes here. It's on the homestead. Anything that's dual purpose and easy goes in the ground automatically. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. We really appreciate when you watch the video and you give us a like or a comment or subscribe. We really appreciate everyone, and that you're on this journey with us. So remember, if my 9-year-old daughter can plant sweet potatoes, anybody can. Thanks. Bye.